What up, Raffalitos? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're in this neck of the woods. This is Atlantic Gardens. Atlantic Gardens on the East Coast of Demerara. I got this far 6 miles out on my morning run, so I'm just going to take the opportunity to show you what's happening in this neck of the woods. It's been about a year and a half or so since I've been in this neck of the woods, and what caught my attention was this monstrosity. So somebody seems to be building a multi-story residential complex in Atlantic Gardens. That's the entrance to Atlantic Gardens. This is, of course, east of Plaisance, east of Vrijslust, and don't know that I've actually brought video particularly on this village, but I have in the past shown you what's happening here on the East Coast of Demerara. We went as far as Le LeRessouvenir, I think, where we saw that hotel. Now, this seems to be a building that is under construction, but I see lights on at the top, so they've already put in electricity in the building. But as you can see, the windows and doors are missing from the ground floor, and if you look at the buildings nearby, it's actually much bigger than the traditional single family homes in this neck of the woods. But this seems to be a multi-unit residential building. It may be a hotel, at least what looks like an elevator shaft is visible from the outside. In other words, this outer structure seems like an elevator shaft, which would be something new and something good for buildings, multi-story high-rise buildings here in Guyana, because not everybody building buildings over 3 stories tall tend to put in elevators. This is about 4 plus a roof garden. 4 stories plus a roof garden, and it doesn't seem to be completed. It seems like cables coming out the side, and while it's under construction and it's actually newer than, say, 2 years old, because I don't remember seeing it in here in this neck of the woods the last time I was here. It's a dental clinic, I suppose. A number of dental clinics on the East Coast. But yes, guys, this is Atlantic Gardens from the highway. Now, if you go into that street, you'll get into the residential neighborhood. We're not going to go in there this week or this time. Probably gonna do that at some other time. But this is what's happening here in this neck of the woods in Atlantic Gardens. Somebody else is putting up a multi-story, in this case what seems like a commercial building. It's one out of 4 floors with a facade. Alright, so some kind of zinc decking material. They're selling zinc decking material there. Caroline Collection. This is Massey Trading and Massey Distribution Center. What used to be Neil and Massey's, Trinidadian company that now runs a lot of grocery shopping centers in Guyana and other sales, commercial sales. distributor. Massey Distributors, it used to be Neil Massey's. This is a primary school, a nursery school, play school, aftercare school. This is a private institution. Yeah, this is Massey Stores Distribution Center. Now near to Movie Town. Showed you in the previous video what that Massey store looks like. Seems as if this is another one, kind of something similar to, yeah, this is similar to Costco's or BJ's Wholesale Club. Massive warehouse store inside, and they've been around here for a while. I think at least, what, 5 years maybe? I think they were building it in the last video that I showed in this neck of the woods. So we're kind of heading towards where the last video was filmed. We actually made a video of Le LeRessouvenir, friendship, and so on. And we're kind of approaching that neck of the woods. We haven't been here in a while. This is a pumping station. Usually these canals provide drainage for the area, the local area. Remember, all of this land used to be sugarcane, where these houses are. You know, back in the 1970s and 1980s, this used to be cane fields, sugarcane fields, and these buildings were used by Gaisuko to regulate the drainage of the fields, pumping water out to sea after it rains when the tide is low. And so these pumping stations are still responsible for draining the land, but now that all agricultural land has become residential communities. This is what's happening here, guys, on the East Coast of Demerara, looking at Felicity. Right, that's the entrance to Felicity coming up at that intersection. It's Felicity, and after that I think is Le LeRessouvenir, and so on. So a lot of residential buildings going up in this neck of the woods. This one isn't new, but it wasn't quite completed the last time we were here. And I think the last time I filmed, I made a video in a residential neighborhood here on the East Coast. The residents complained because everyone was nervous that thieves were scouting their neighborhoods, and so they suspected that I was one of these persons scouting their neighborhoods to come back and steal. Reminds me of the myth on Long Island. Remember in the 90s, there was this myth going around on Long Island that people on Long Island didn't want the train, the Long Island Railroad, especially the North Shore line, to go deeper into Suffolk because they didn't want it to be a quick route for thieves to come in from Brooklyn and on the train and steal from the neighborhoods and use the train to get out. Now all this ridiculous nonsense was what was circulating. This was racist, actually, now that I look back at it. Racist nonsense was actually circulating on Long Island in the 90s about Brooklyn. And that was, in the 90s, Brooklyn was predominantly black, predominantly African American. If you went through Atlantic Avenue or Flatbush Avenue in the 90s, you couldn't see a white person anywhere. Now, of course, it's been reversed. Now, if you go down Brooklyn, you go down, you know, Canarsie, or even what? Pitkin Avenue, Fulton Avenue, Flatbush Avenue. You see mostly white people, so the myth back then was that Long Island had to be kept free from black people because they would come and steal. Now, of course, all that was foolish racist nonsense, we know. And the same is true here in Guyana. People making YouTube videos in this neck of the woods are not trying to steal, we're just trying to show our friends and family abroad how Guyana is changing. And this is what's happening here in Felicity. This is a gated community. I think I've shown this before.
Distance 6 miles. Duration 1 hour 6 minutes 37 seconds. Pace 16 minutes 52 seconds per mile. 869 kilocalories burned.
Yes guys, I'm still on my morning run. Just stopped to take this video to show you this neck of the woods. Doing about 10 miles this morning, so I got another 4 miles to complete. So I'm just going to show you Le LeRessouvenir and then get back on my run. But this is what's happening, guys. This is what's happening on the east coast of Demerara. Right, this is Felicity, passing through Felicity and then heading back over to Le LeRessouvenir. It's a cloudy morning. It's actually after 6 a.m. in the morning, but the sun is not yet up. Or not, it's up, the sun is up, but it's not out from behind the clouds yet. The last time I was in this neck of the woods, I think, in Le LeRessouvenir, there were some new buildings, new residential buildings going up. See if you can take a look at what has happened since then. This is the Grand Coastal Hotel. Alright, that's the Grand Coastal Hotel. It's a flat, low building, unassuming, hidden by all these coconut trees, but it's quite good inside. So, Le LeRessouvenir. But the last time I was here, I think they were building this new residential building. So I showed you multi-story residential building that they're building they're constructing in Atlantic Gardens. This is another multi-story residential building being constructed here in Felicity, Le LeRessouvenir. And I think this one seems to be completed. Right, it seems to be, let's see, 1, 2, 3 floors. And it seems to be, tell you what, if it's 1 or 2 buildings, it's large enough to be. Morning! Alright, so this is a new residential building. It seems like a multi-unit residential building with 3 floors, including the ground floor, and what appears to be 2 blocks, maybe, judging from the number of number of meters here. These are electrical meters from the power company. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 electrical meters. So that seems to be 9 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Seems to be 9 units, 9 residential units in that building. Yeah, so the last time I was in this neck of the woods, I think they were constructing that building. This one was already completed. This is a large, what seems like a hotel, but in fact is a residential building. And the one at the corner, somebody's put some barriers here so that you can't drive past towards the seawall. That's the seawall at the end there. I've done actually a video from that seawall. It's a private community, residents and guests only. So this is kind of a gated community. Alright, a gated community here in Felicity. And I think behind those gates are all of the single family homes. I don't know if they belong to a single developer, but that's what's happening here as far as housing on the East Coast of Demerara. Remember, I have a company called Lisa Eco Smart Homes. We're also building residential homes on the East Coast, and you can go to my website. A lot of these websites are going to change at a destination. The location is going to change. The web address is going to change, but currently I'll put the link in the bio to some of my companies. Like I said, I have 23 companies that I'm working on. I'm going to start hiring staff presently because it's getting to be much more work than I can do all by myself. But yes, Lisa Eco Smart Homes is my company for building residential homes in Guyana, and the reason why I'm taking it upon myself to build these homes is because I think we can do better than what the local builders and developers have been doing in terms of building homes that are ecologically friendly, powered by solar power, with rainwater harvesting and sewage treatment, and a community that recycles and that keeps toxins out of the environment. And so go to my website, ecosmarthomes.gbtu.online. That's the current website, and you'll be able to see what we're doing. Lisa Eco Smart Homes. But this is it, guys. Le LeRessouvenir, that's the Grand Coastal Hotel across the street. Seen that before. And Demerara Bank, the yellow building, Demerara Bank. And on the other side here are some more homes behind the walls here of a gated community. Le LeRessouvenir, that's Demerara Bank. The building next door has been in the same condition for the last 5 years. I think it's a, auto supply company. Maybe it's a display center for cars. I thought they were going to close in those floors, but maybe they're not going to close them in. But this is what is happening here. This is Le LeRessouvenir. It's the gated community residential homes. We've seen these before in the last video. Like I said, we've been in this neck of the woods sometime before. What, a year, maybe 2 years ago. Check those videos that I did, walk with me videos. But this is what's happening here in this neck of the woods, where there are new residential communities being built. Go check out my companies. I have a university, private university, but now I'm expanding, going to make sure we can bring some of the state-of-the-art healthcare education to countries in Africa and in the Middle East, in South America, here in Guyana. My university is called Georgetown Biomedical University. Check that out. gbtu.online. Georgetown Biomedical University. This is plantation at Le LeRessouvenir Shores. Alright, that is I think I've shown you this before. Gated community here in Le Souvenir. Coming to the end of the block. I'm going to show you just the next few meters to the next village and close this video off. We're about 20 minutes in and we're gonna let you see the rest of this neighborhood in the next video or in future videos. But that's what's happening here, guys. Le Souvenir to Atlantic Gardens here on the East Coast, and then we took a look at what was happening with some new houses that were being built in Felicity, or at least on the shore side of Felicity, the seawall side. This, I think, was another gated community the last time we were here, under construction. And let's see, I think it's Lot 1, Le Souvenir, CINQ. I don't know what's called, Cinque, but there are a number of buildings behind that very high wall. That's what's up, guys. This is the Le Souvenir temple, or what is it, mosque? I guess the minaret gives it away. Sunal Jamaat, Le Souvenir. So this is the local mosque here at Le Souvenir, a masjid. And that's the end of Le Souvenir. So guys, that's what's happening in this neck of the woods. Want to see more content like this? Click like and subscribe. Share this video with friends and family around the world. That's another look at the gated community here in Le Souvenir, looking back at Le Souvenir. Let people know what's happening here in East Coast, Demerara, Guyana. Later!